Paul Maurice is not exactly known as a. He's stubborn. Let's just put it that way. He's known to be a stubborn guy. But if there was ever a time in his coaching career that he's going to have to look at the circumstances of the situation and think, maybe we should try to do things just a little bit different temporarily so that we can win some games, it's going to be now. Okay, not only are we going to be missing Ekblad and Montour in defense, but offensively, we are going to be missing, especially Montour. We are going to be missing his offense. So now you've got this situation where the defense is not going to be as good, and we're not going to be scoring as many goals. So I've said this before, I say it again. I genuinely believe that we need to open things up for those first few months. Last year, I have no problem with the way Paul Maurice did it. Okay, he was 100% correct. Those guys needed to learn to know how to play playoff hockey. They needed the ability to play it during the regular season so that they knew how to step up the game during the postseason. Goal achieved. Okay, they know, these guys know how to play playoff hockey. They really know too well at this point. Guys out there playing with broken sternums and torn labrums and broken feet, all right, and high ankle springs. They got it. They already know. Now, if Paul Maurice is smart, he is going to realize that October, November, and probably into December, we're not going to win a lot of 2-1 games. Okay? We're just, unless Bob or Spencer turns into Andrei Vasilevsky the first 3 months of the year, we're probably going to need to score at least 3, 4, 5 goals a game. Like the games that we allow, that we score 3, those are going to be iffy that we're going to win. Okay? Not that the players that we have on defense are bad, but all new pairs. Okay? All new pairs for the first 2-3 months. All right? You can't help but have miscommunications and issues and problems and nights where guys are just not getting it. We are going to need to score goals, okay? And I hope that Paul Maurice is smart enough to figure out that we need to open up the offense for the first few months of the season as a temporary fix to the problem that we do have, because it's not just the loss of those guys on defense. Montour was a huge driver of offensive play for us last year. Okay? We're going to miss that. So guys like Barkov, Tkachuk, Barkov especially, Tkachuk doesn't have a selfishness problem. Barkov does. Okay? We joke about it, but if Barkov could pass on a penalty shot, he would. He's not as bad as Huberdeau, right? And I'm not knocking Barkov's skill. What I'm saying is he needs to use it more. Okay? We know the guy is capable, and I know that he wants to play great two-way defense and all of that, but we are going to need goals. All right? We are going to absolutely need to be getting 3-4 goals a night. We're not going to win games 2-1 until we get our full complement of players back, okay? And we start settling into February and March, all right? Maybe January, depending on when either of those guys come back. And, you've got to give those guys time to play into shape. Brandon Montour, it's his shoulder, right? So he's not going to step on the ice game 1 and be in the same zone that he was in before he got hurt, okay? So I know that it is it's been beaten like a dead horse, the criticism of Barkov not shooting enough. And under most any other circumstances, the fact that he's such a great two-way defensive player makes up for the fact that he's not really going to shoot the puck every time he needs to shoot the puck. These are going to be different times, special circumstances. What's it? Desperate times call for desperate measures. If Paul Maurice sends those guys out there to try to play playoff hockey week 1 to win games 2-1 because we're short Ekblad and Montour. Number one, it may not even work because of the personnel that we're going to have on defense. But even if it does, those guys are going to be totally worn out. They're going to be totally worn out by the end of the season because we're already got a short summer.